Greetings, sorry, excuse me. Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Sarah Bazak. Come to show you how the Quran ayats have, uh, have deceived you and lied to you. And lied. Let's see here. Uh, I ended my previous live stream on Imam Hussein and his sermons in the beginning, in front of in Karbala, in front of the Yazid's army and all this, telling you the reasons why they didn't respond to him when he said he is the grandson of Prophet Muhammad from the daughter. Uh, so this, all that I tried to explain. It's been very taxing. So again, I would ask you to please bear with me here. So I thought of showing some more, adding to that, you know, about how Bibi Fatma Zahra, according to the Shias like Imam Ali and Bibi Fatma Zahra, fasted when Imam Hassan and Hussein were had fever or were ill, and then they gave their food away. Gabriel came. You can read that the tafsir, Shia tafsir on Surah 76, Ayat 9. So as I was doing this, like trying to show you, how good they have shown themselves to be when they are not, and try to take this way, I made notes. Coming to Surah 76, Ayat 9, saying we feed you only for the Allah's sake, but actually it says Allah's face, and some would say that this is a metaphor used for Allah. Maybe it was trying to get hints from the Quran as that the face of Allah, maybe this was an idol or something, or the whole universe is like a face of Allah, literally, in a, even if it's symbolically, but it's the face of Allah, the countenance or face of Allah, the whole thing. Wherever you turn is the face of Allah. So here I found a problem in previously I've shown you this ayat and saying that it's for not for the sake of Allah, as the English translators put it, but it's for the face of Allah, wajh Allah. Wajh Allah means face of Allah. In Arabic, wajh means face. So we do not seek of you any recompense or thanks. So footnote for one is saying, although feeding a poor man is in itself a great virtue, yet fulfilling the other needs of an indigent person is no less virtuous. For example, to clothe a poor man, and all this goes on. And from Quran.com, you see, and then here they've been told in Surah Tawbah ayat again, 19 ayat, Surah Tawbah ayat 19. Do you consider providing water to the pilgrims and tending the sacred mosque equal in worth to believing in Allah? So the last day and striving in the cause of Allah, equal in worth to believing in Allah. So could this mean that they also believed in Allah in the last day and strived, and they felt that this was like striving in the cause of Allah, a very virtuous thing, to give water to the pilgrims and tending the sacred mosque? So they were in themselves, in their way, in their religion, in their culture, religious people, right? And this is how they saw their religion. Whereas now they're told here, so that you consider providing water to pilgrims. They were providing water to pilgrims, hajis, the word that we use. So they even called their pilgrims hajis because they were Arab pagan polytheists. So since also doing this again, because starting from here, you can see how unfair, like what Imam Hassan says here in this Karbala. you know, I would not give my hand. Sayings, the selected sayings of Imam Hussein, the savior of Islam. Imam Hussein, the savior of Islam, the whole book, so this chapter I chose by Sayyid Muhammad Rizvi. So then, doing all this from my previous, in my previous live stream, continuing from my previous live stream. So I had to just come back to these ayats, revisiting again to make sure you read that and see my previous live stream, um, where Islam is not so the title is Islam is not a mission of peace and love, Imam Ali, right? And the title here is How Quran Ayats Have Deceived and Lied. So some Quran ayats again revisiting and I was trying to show you. Wait till I show you something that I found out about Jang-e Badr. I think at the Battle of Badr, first time. I just don't want to. I don't want to leave these ayats behind now. The notes I've made. Surah Tawbah 20. The higher rank with Allah is for those who believed and migrated and strove in its cause with their belongings and their persons. It is they who are triumphant. So, what am I trying to show here apart from uh, the wrong put here in Surah Tawbah at 19, unfairness against them, polytheists? I'm trying to show that what Yazid was trying to show us through the Karbala tragedy. You see what the Yazid's grandparents, forefathers were polytheists. So this was against what uh, them, right? What Prophet Muhammad made us Allah say and do. Say here in the ayats and made the believers do. So, and then the higher rank with Allah is for those who believed and migrated and strove in His cause with their belongings and their persons. So why complain then that they expelled you? You also expelled these Yathrib people, Jews or Muslims. You said they were hypocrites opposing Allah and the messenger of Allah in Surah Hashar ayats, we can see mostly. And also in Surah Azab ayats. They were killed, captured, things like that. Then, like that, yeah, it's unfair, unjust. So, but here, like God is saying, for His cause. So, like, what good? I mean, you wouldn't be complaining all the time that we were expelled, our belongings were confiscated, taken away from us, and this and that. This is for the cause of Allah. And then you also have done it to them. In the end, to the polytheists also in Surah Tawbah. So then trying to show you like Surah Tawbah at 11, going back to 11th ayat of Surah Tawbah. But if they repent and keep up prayer and pay the poor rate, they are your brethren in faith. That's how well it is showing you. But this means, in other words, succinctly become Muslims, embrace Islam, and we make the communications clear for people who know. 12th ayat of Surah Tawbah. And if they break their oaths after their agreement and openly revile your religion, not you personally, but your religion, then fight the leaders of unbelief. Now, there's one or two ayats or parts of ayat put there which make you kind of, wouldn't it make you suspicious? I think, what is this going on? Fight? Because they revile your religion, not because they have evicted you. Somewhere else it says yes. It will come, 13th ayat. Then fight the leaders of unbelief. Surely their oaths are nothing, so that they may desist. So he also took an oath in Surah Tahrim. I've shown this with, you know, many ayats in the Quran like these, and had to break the oath, like going to please his wife, doing something which Prophet Muhammad, right? Prophet Muhammad himself broke the oath. Surah Tahrim ayats, you can read it. So they, and going to please his wives and breaking a command given to the believers in Surah Maida 87. That I remember. Okay, so Surah Tawbah again, now going to 13th ayat. What will you not fight a people? Now it's telling you to fight the people who broke their oaths, but he never broke his oath. Oh no, you were protected from making, oath making. Surah Tahrim, and aimed at the expulsion of the messenger, and they attacked you first. Look at this now. You see this yellow? Why I have highlighted it with yellow here in Surah Tawbah 13 notes, my notes, in the ayat. They attacked you first. Do you fear them? So of course here you're told they attacked you first. And I couldn't find, like, to stick on this and tell you, find an ayat that they were not the ones to attack you first, right? But so, shall we go on with my research? So many ayats, like bringing Surah Anam ayats back and telling you again that, okay, well, here the messenger was expelled, but in Surah Anam ayat 30 says they confine or slay you and drive you away, and they devise plans, and Allah too had arranged a plan. They want to kill you, then 31, then 32. And when they said, "O Allah, if this is the truth from thee, then rain upon us stones from heaven, or inflict on us a painful punishment." And Surah 30, now ayat 33, but Allah was not going to chastise them while you were among them, nor is Allah going to chastise them while yet they ask for forgiveness. So either one of them, they didn't ask for forgiveness, but Allah was not going to chastise them because you were among them, O Messenger of Allah. So this I've done, the contradictions between these ayats, Surah Tawbah ayats, and contradiction between Surah Anam ayats in one of my live streams earlier on, some time back, right? So this, but look at so how you Muslims have been deceived. I'll go with you step by step. Surah An-Naml 29. Oh, you believe, if you are careful of your duty to Allah, He will grant you a distinction and do away with your evils. Forgive you. Now, and forgive you, and Allah is the Lord of mighty grace. Then 30, and when those who disbelieve devise plans against you, so they are the ones who devise plans against you, that they might confine you or slay you or drive you away, and they devise plans, and Allah too had arranged a plan, and Allah is the best of planners. 31, and when our communications are recited to them, they say, "We have heard indeed. If we pleased, we could say the like of it. This is nothing but the stories of the ancients." 32, and when they said, "O Allah, if this is the truth from thee, then rain upon us stones from heaven, or inflict on us a painful punishment." 33, but Allah was not going to chastise them while you were among them, nor is Allah going to chastise them while yet they ask for forgiveness. So until the messenger's there, then you say, "Oh, they didn't ask for forgiveness," and so Surah Tawbah is to kill them. So there's no contradiction. Here, Allah was not going to chastise them, and many, many reasons coming up from Muslims, like someone who came here. And then 34, and also the Allah says that they believe in what their forefathers have said. So what do you say about their ancient forefathers? Like ancient stories, perhaps, that the forefathers gave lives to them. and their descendants. So they carried on worshipping idols and all this. 33. But Allah was not going to. Okay, I read this. 34. And what excuse have they that Allah should not chastise them while they hinder men? Now, you see that now you're told they hinder men from the sacred mosque. And they were not fit to be guardians of it, but they were giving water, Surah Tawbah, and maintaining the sacred mosque. And this mosque was for all the people, even the city, equal. But now you see the Kaaba, Makkah is only for Muslims. So this is wrong. And they are not fit to, wrong blame put on them, hinder men from the sacred mosque. And they are not fit to be guardians of it. Right? So you think that, oh yes, this Allah, all these things, the reasons given also in Surah Tawbah at 19, why they are not fit for it. Its guardians are only those who guard against evil. So they never guarded against evil. But most of them do not know. You can even guard against evil with a good deed by giving water to the pilgrims. 35. And their prayer before the house is nothing but whistling and clapping of hands. So you wouldn't want to go into polytheist religion. Taste then the chastisement punishment also, for you disbelieve. So whistling and clapping was their prayer at the house, you are told. 36. Surely those who disbelieve spend their wealth to hinder people from the way of Allah. Right? So they shall spend it, and it shall be to them an intense regret. Then they shall be overcome, and those who disbelieve shall be driven together to hell. 37. That Allah might separate the impure from the good. So there are the impure from the good, the pure, and put the impure, some of it upon the other sinners, and pile it up together, then cast it into hell. These it is that are the losers. And you're told in Surah Tawbah that the polytheists are impure, najis, right? 38. Say to those who disbelieve, if they desist, that which is past shall be forgiven to them. And if they return, then what happened to the ancients has already passed. Punishments and all. Surah, okay, the same Surah 39 ayat, Surah Anfal ayat 39, and fight with them until there is no more persecution, and religion should be only for Allah, meaning is in other ways bringing them to become, threatening them, whatever, putting wrong blames on them, how their rituals, ridiculous rituals were, how ridiculous clapping and all that. Finally, but look how beautifully it's brought you to that. And fight with them, like if they don't stop persecution against you. So until there is no more persecution, if they don't stop persecuting you, fight them until there is no more persecution. I wonder, even with words or what? Reviling your religion, saying bad things about your religion. And religion should be only for Allah. Wide connotation, wide meaning, beautifully put, that they should be Muslims. But if they desist, if they stop and become Muslims now, religion should be only for Allah. It doesn't mean that these are just mujrimeen. No. These are polytheists, Ahle Kitab, all in one. But if they desist, then surely Allah sees what they do. You know what mujrimeen, criminals. So in criminal, mujrimeen comes polytheists, all that you put all the ayats together, and polytheists, Ahle Kitab, Jews and Christians of that time, all fall in that. Mujrimeen, criminal word of the Quran. 40. And if they turn back, then know that Allah is your patron, most excellent is the patron, and most excellent the helper. So now you're told if they turn back, even religion is not embracing Islam, Tell them that Allah is they know that, Allah is your patron. So you could be thinking, how deceived. Okay, so these are very deceiving ayats. That religion, so you'd say, so if they don't, no, but the 40th ayat of Surah Anfal says if they desist, if they turn back, then know that Allah is your patron and most excellent is the patron, so they've been left alone. And most excellent the helper. And then 41, and know that whatever thing you gain, a fifth of it is for Allah, the spoils of war. As this surah is on spoils, it is called the spoils of war, Anfal. And know that whatever thing you gain, a fifth of it is for Allah and for the Messenger and for the near of kin. Maybe even Fatima, the daughter, they are not allowed, the females. In Shia Islam, we're told in Islam, females are not allowed to go to war, get the spoils of war, even if they haven't fought. Like Surah Hashr, right? So you did not spur for it, believers. So like that. And if you're hearing anything in the background, I'm sorry. Enjoy the music. If you need background music, I cannot help it. It's not mine. No copyrights infringement intended or anything. The walls are quite thin. I apologize if it's irritating you or you're unable to concentrate. Pay attention here. Of kin and the orphans and the needy and the wafer. But first, near of his kin. Here, in this case, right? No. Yes. Near of his kin. And for the near of kin, his kins get most of it, not you believers' kins. And the near of kin. Okay. Yes, so if the soldiers get it, God knows what this means. Anyways, it's a wide connotation, and for the near of his kin or kin. You may say the soldier's kin. Okay, not the messenger's kin. Right? So let me correct myself. And go with you, even if I disagree. Like that. So Surah Anfal again, 42 eyebrows. And when you were on the near side of the valley, and they were on the further side, while the caravan was in a lower place than you, And if you had mutually made an appointment, you would certainly, who is it addressing to? You. If you had made mutual appointment, like mutual appointment of the battle taking place, invited them, mutually agreed to have a battle, mutually, the polity and this is about Jang-e Badr, isn't it? The Battle of Badr. Or whichever battle it is of the time of Prophet Muhammad. And if you had mutually made an appointment, you would certainly have broken away from the appointment. Shias. Sorry, but there was no mutual appointment made, mutual agreement to come and have a war. And Aka Medipuya is quiet on this. I've even the Shia commentary, multilingual Quran, quiet on this. You see the highlighted in yellow part of Surah Anfal, ayat 42. And if you had mutually made an appointment, you would certainly have broken away from the appointment. But, what's this? Dash. In order that Allah might bring about a matter which was to be done, that he who would perish might perish by clear proof, and he who would live might live by clear proof. And most surely Allah is hearing and knowing. So and just a little bit of Surah Anfal ayat 42. right? So this was an attack, a sudden attack. 42. And remember when you were on the near side of the valley, hmm? And they were on the further side, and the caravan was lower in position than you. Why isn't it there? This is what I wanted. When you were on the near side of the valley and they were on the further side. Oh, here it is. Sorry, did I miss this? While the caravan was in a lower place than you. Maybe I jumped to the after reading. You see, whose caravan? While the caravan was in a lower place than you. This means caravan. Could it mean what has come? Caravan robber, raiding. So what Ghalib Kamal by a brother, you know his video on or live stream that I watched later on Asliyat, the reality of Jang-e Badr, and Muslims may not know about this. Read one after another. So let me show you what I had to do. Caravan was lower. Whose caravan? Hmm? So clear proof. You see, yeah. So they put. There's no footnote from Abul Ala Maududi about had you made a mutual appointment to meet in encounter, you would have declined. So there was no mutual appointment agreement between the Makkan polytheists and the Muslims. Who attacked first here? You are told they attacked first. Right in that ayat I just read out earlier on. Now comes the thing. Don't be afraid to understand what this means. And can you see, just show you a little bit? I've done my research. I went to multilingual Quran. It's not opening. You see this? But this thing is going, it's something's wrong now. I have to close all the tabs and all this. Later on I'll do it. No mention of therefore. No mention of that. It notes. No mention of, and the word highlighted ayat part. Surah Anfal ayat 42. And if you had mutually made an appointment, please make us understand what this means. Mutually made an appointment to meet further side while the caravan was in a lower place than you. Then semicolon. Do you see the semicolon here? And if you had mutually made an appointment, you believers would suddenly have broken away from the appointment. Because there were many, and God showed them few. And then the Shia commentary and all this, I checked that Rasulullah in his dream was told this, that. And it's not that they were deluded, but it's just for the believers that they would not. Rasulullah and the Imams never are not in such a delusion like that. This was not a delusion. That ayat that when we showed you as few, and you know, the enemy, we showed you as few. You can read the multilingual Quran and further ayats, tafsirs and all, Shia tafsir. Sorry if I leave out something. But this is not explained like you would think here. Why haven't the Shias told us what this part means? What is it really? So I was like I just stopped in my tracks here. And if you had mutually made an appointment, and why was while the caravan was in a lower place? What does this mean? So I have to see the tafsir. So what I did was I had to go to Wikipedia, like what? I'll show you. So it's not explained, and if you had mutually made an appointment, please see Shias that Jang-e Badr was not mutually agreed upon. The Muslims attacked. So Khalid Kamal is right. I'm wondering, Oh my God. Now, when you find it, when you yourselves come to it, then you go back to Khalid Kamal and you thank him for that live stream or video. Asliyat, the truth about Jange Badar and how it took place. He was a caravan robber, wasn't he? And the raids. So I too, early Muslim Makkan conflict. Go here, Wikipedia, background. So the first thing, the early Muslim Makkan conflict referred to the series of raids in which the Islamic Prophet Muhammad, this is from your side, not from any foreigner. And people, Muslims start to say, well, they were impoverished by the Makkans, so they had to attack. Who told you this is the rule or the right rule? God says in the Quran, Surah Baqarah, ayat which one? That, Shaitan scares you with poverty and all this, but Allah gives you abundance. You shouldn't be fearing that someone has made you poor, impoverished you. And what is and this, no raids should take place. What is here? The hadith. Hadith on wealth. Rasulullah, I do not fear poverty for you, rather riches, Rasulullah says. Okay? This is source is Sahih al-Bukhari 3158 and Sahih Muslim 2961. Amr ibn Auf reported, the Messenger of Allah said, by Allah, it is not poverty that I fear for you, but rather I fear you will be given the wealth of the world, just as it was given to those before you. You will compete for it just as they competed for it, and it will ruin you just as it ruined them. So don't tell me, and don't tell ex-Muslims when they tell you about this, oh, that the raid, because the Makkans had confiscated the property and all and expelled some of them. Muslims. That's why they had to go to Yathrib, the first Hijrah. Right? Look. No. Don't go raiding and assaulting. Allah will provide for you. Why you fear poverty for your children? Killing your children fearing poverty. There's ayats in the Quran. Allah will provide for you. Allah is full of bounty. Don't worry. So don't make excuses for these raids. Now you have no excuse for the raid. We can go and attack Shias because they are disbelievers. They give Islam a bad name. We have to protect our religion. Some of you Muslims like this learned to even give excuse for these raids. And don't tell me Wikipedia is not reliable. You have all these citations. Muhammad, prophet and statesman. Montgomery Watt Williams, Sirat. And where's the Sirat from? It has to be from Ibn Ishaq or someone. That Montgomery Watt Williams has written. Perhaps put in, compiled properly or something, I don't know. Explain properly. Like this ayat I'm explaining properly, which no one pointed out. Why there was no mutual appointment for Badr, Jange Badr. So now you get it. You go to Khalid Kamal's live stream. Right? Where is it? Just let me check here on my... I've just seen it. Muslims don't know the real Jange Badr ki hakikat. Khalid Kamal on YouTube. Muslims don't know. So please don't make excuses that they made us they made those Muslims very, very poor. So the Muslims had to raid the caravans. That's no law. I mean, I don't think it's even in Islam. The Shia Muslims would not believe in that, right? Say that. I think our religious scholars were saying that if even Israel was doing what they were doing, oppressing the Palestinians, but we're not allowed to go with the bomb blast. We're not, it is suicide is haram in Islam and all this. So we're not allowed to assault them like that and also put on a bomb, and go there and blast. Not allowed to do that. First of all, it's a suicide. Then the other thing is also, maybe I thought assault, but there are many ayats on assaulting these hypocrites and heart diseases. And Surah Zabad 60, 61. So, but mind you, Shias, now when you read this, Imam Hussein's, what I read out in my previous live stream, if I have the heart to go back there, let's see. So let me just, the raids were generally offensive. Carried out to gather intelligence or seize the trade goods of caravans, financed by the Quraysh. So that's good, isn't it? That's your way of jihad, to lie and what? Intelligence, yeah, to gather intelligence. Raids, and seize the trade goods of caravans, you say, because they made those our Muslim sports, Sahabas of Rasulullah, financed by the Quraysh. So it's good, like Robin Hood, to you know get steal from the rich, steal from the rich. His followers were also impoverished, yeah, made poor, very poor. The raids were intended to harm the economy and in turn the offensive capabilities of Makkah by Muhammad. So destroy their evil base, ground, evil, you know. What? Oh, yes. See? He also broke an Arab tradition of not attacking one's own kinsmen by raiding caravans. He, Prophet Muhammad, also broke an Arab tradition. That's why Yazid, he didn't take it. Why did a Muslim a woman asking me, Yazid's army didn't rape? I was like, we never thought we could. I thought about it, but I never asked my father or anyone because, no, no, no. Why? Why not apply the same rule as Muslim slave girls? Whoever wins, right? Everything is fair in love and war. Bibi Zainab was not taken as a sex slave. And when in Yazid's Darbar, when they say that Sakina was asked 4-year-old, start crying for Gulami, slave, one of the, then it was stopped. Bibi Zainab or Fissa or someone, Bibi Fissa, who worked as a maid for Fatima Zahra, Prophet's daughter. And she was with them always after even the death, martyrdom of Fatima Zahra, martyrdom, right? Yeah. Okay, you say that Omar injured her. So intelligence or sees that, okay, the raids were intended to harm the economy and in turn the offensive capabilities of Makkah by Muhammad. The offensive capabilities. They fear, you may fear, like Hazrat Khizr feared that the boy would become a disbeliever and harm his believing parents or something. All the time it's fear based. He also broke an Arab tradition of not attacking. He broke their tradition. Here I was, not attacking one's own kinsmen by raiding caravans. Prophet Muhammad broke it. See, Montgomery found out through is no, now it's Gabriel Richard A. 2008. Muhammad, Islam's first great general. University of Oklahoma Press, page 73. No copyright infringement intended, just on Wikipedia. Citation is given. It's from your own, but it's from your own Islamic history. But they just had to put it in a way so you see it properly put. But are the Islamic? They just make up nice, plastering it or something. All his terrible deeds, raids and all. He also broke an Arab tradition of not attacking one's own kinsmen. And there in Surah Tawbah, they don't even honor their the pact or the what you call that kins thing. Relationships. Who doesn't honor? I told you before about the Surah Mujadila 22. You're not supposed to honor now any one of your relatives if they no affection, nothing. Surah Tawbah 23 and 24 also. You see, love them more than your own family, your own self, this business. I'm not able to say it properly, so please bear with me. He also broke, okay? Muhammad also broke an Arab tradition of not attacking one's own kinsmen by raiding caravans. The Muslims felt that the raids were justified. Yes. And that God gave them the permission to defend everything justified. God gave them the permission. That's why it's become so difficult for us. But I have gotten, and so have the ex-Muslims. The Muslims felt that the raids were felt. Use your akal first. My father used not feelings. Raids, anyways, the way it is put here, the Muslims thought that the raids were justified and that God gave them permission to defend against the Makkans' persecution of Muslims. Page needed citation. Welch or Muhammad, Encyclopedia of Islam. Full citation needed. Oh, to go back. Background. Muhammad's followers suffered from poverty after fleeing persecution in Makkah and migrated with Muhammad to Medina. Their Medina? Yathrib. Their Meccan persecutors seized their wealth and belongings, confiscation, left behind in Mecca, right? That's what we're told. So this is now how to tell the Muslims. Now you can read more. Raiding the Meccan caravans. Beginning in January 623, some of the Muslims resorted to the tradition of raiding which tradition? Of raiding the Meccan caravans that traveled along the eastern coast of the Red Sea from Mecca to Syria. Because here we're told the Arabs didn't have that tradition. He also broke an Arab tradition of not attacking. They would not attack one's own kinsmen by raiding caravans, the Arabs. You know how great the Quraysh were. Let me show you. Not only the Hashemites, But the Quraysh and the pagan Arabs could be in this, polytheists. Right? Surah Quraysh. So please let them. And who is now not letting them worship their God? Who took them out? Finally, taking revenge. It's not showing here. What's the problem? For the accustomed security of the Quraysh. Accustomed. You know? Familiarity, meaning the custom. You know, common law comes from customs. In British common law, what is common law? So not every one of them were Muslim. Sunnis say Prophet Muhammad didn't even know he was going to be a prophet until later. The accustomed security in the caravan of winter and summer. Let them worship the Lord of this house. Can Allah be the Lord of this house? Oh, he made Abraham. Oh, yeah, built this house. Who has fed them from hunger and made them safe from fear. So they had this security, even though they had many gods and they didn't practice the Abrahamic religion. They maintained the sacred mosque and gave pilgrims water along with idol worshipping, but they also had the custom of not raiding their kinsmen's caravans, which Prophet Muhammad broke, they say. Here, where is it? Here. He also broke an Arab tradition of not attacking one's own kinsmen by raiding caravans. And what else is there? So I could read on. Earliest Quran verse about fighting. According to William Montgomery Watt, I just passed through this raiding caravans. The Oasis said they saw this as no crime. Okay, the survival of nomads or Bedouins was also partially dependent on raiding caravans or oases. Thus, they saw this as no crime. So, if they saw this as no crime, you shouldn't see this as no crime. The Bedouins, whatever this is, and I could go. I don't want to go into detail, but just main points here for Surah Anam, Surah Anam, ayat 42. No, sorry, Surah Anfal, ayat 42. Surah Anfal that I showed you, 8th Surah. Earliest Quran verse about fighting. However, it says there was a disinclination among the Muslims to follow the permission to fight, but they were given an incentive. Remember that ayat. They didn't want to fight. After the Muslims were told that God prefers fighters to those who sit still and remain at home, and that for fighters there's a reward in paradise, Jannah. William Montgomery, Muslim scholar Ibn Kathir, the Quran verse, Surah 22, Hajj, ayat 39. What's this? Is caravan raid. You know how many caravan raids? Islamic primary sources. Ibn Ishaq, Ibn Hisham, Sirat Rasulullah, page 95, translation by Folio Society. Go forth against this caravan. It may be that God will grant you plunder. You're not supposed to plunder and all this. Plunder the caravans of the enemies. It is mentioned in Ibn Hisham and Ibn Ishaq, biography of Muhammad, the earliest surviving biography of Muhammad from the 7th century. The earliest surviving. Now, Shias have finished the Quran. False. Now, should you go to Imam Ali? Well, I'm taking you to the earliest sources now. And this also, you can't believe in everything they say. So now, since I've proven the Quran to be false, we have to seep through and be very smart in our research and all this to see. Plunder the caravans. We have to go to the earliest sources. Shias. Ibn Hisham, Ibn Ishaq, that for these caravan raids, Muhammad gave permission to plunder the caravans of the enemies and seize their goods and properties, and said, "Go forth against this caravan. It may be that God will grant you plunder." Citation also another given here. The Muslim scholar Al-Waqidi, Waqidi also mentions in his Kitab al-Tariq wal-Maghazi, book of history and campaigns, that this is your Muslim scholar, that Muhammad said, "This caravan of the Quraysh holds their wealth, and perhaps God will grant it to you as a plunder." Their wealth. So this is all. Second raid. Hello, Shias. This is how, and Ghalib Kamal has shown you. You can see that second raid. How many? Just going through the raids. Harar raid. Invasion of Wadan. Buwat caravan raid. Fifth raid. Sixth raid. Nakhla raid. Aftermath after new Quran was revealed. According to Ibn Khatir, Prophet Muhammad refused to accept ransom until he was sure his companions were safe. He also threatened to kill the captives. "For we fear for their safety with you. If you kill them, we will kill your people." He also threatened to kill the captives. Yani Prophet Muhammad threatened to kill the captives. You see, still I'm having some dizzying confusion here. "For we fear for their safety with you. If you kill them, we will kill your people." Ibn Kathir cites Ibn Isa. Maybe they had their Muslims, and so it's like Khomeini taking hostages, American hostages, and all this. Khomeini's people. Okay, Muhammad is the primary source for this quote. The Muslim scholar Muhammad Hussein Haykal also mentions this. I had his book, and said the verse which permitted Muslims to fight in the months which were considered sacred by the Arab pagans, i.e., the first, 7th, 11th, and 12th months of the Islamic calendar, had brought the Muslims relief. And then Prophet Muhammad had accepted his share of the booty. Okay. Soon after his release, Al-Hakam, the Quran verse 47:20, was also sent down, praising the hypocrites and cowards who are scared of fighting, and exhorted Muslims to fight. Became a Muslim. Mubarak Puri mentions that the Quran verse Surah Muhammad 47:20. Let's see, 47:20. Surah 47:20. So I just wanted to show you how many raids. Then you can see Ghalib Kamal's, if you haven't seen it, on Jang-e Badr ki Asliyat. And those who disbelieve say, "Why has not a chapter been revealed?" But when a decisive chapter is revealed and fighting is mentioned therein, you see those in whose hearts is a disease look to you with the look of one fainting because of death. Woe to them then. Oh, yes, it is Surah Muhammad, verse 20. You see this? Cowards now. Oh, what does Imam Hassan say to you? Now, okay, so we've reached on Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. Then starts the Najd caravan raid, 8th raid, expedition of Zayd ibn Haritha in the first 9th raid, expedition of Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, expedition of Abu Qatada, permission to fight. The permission to fight was given in many stages during Muhammad's prophetic mission. At first, the Muslims were only allowed to fight the Makkan Quraysh because they were the first to oppress the Muslims in Makkah. Muslims were allowed to seize their goods, but not those tribes uh, which Muhammad made a treaty with. Then Muhammad and the Muslims were allowed to fight pagan tribes that allied with the Quraysh. Then Muhammad and the Muslims were allowed to fight the Jewish tribes of Medina when these tribes violated the constitution of Medina and their pact with the Muslims. Subsequently, Muhammad and the Muslims were allowed to fight the people of the book, Christian and Jews. If the people of the book paid a poll tax jizya, then the Muslims were forbidden to fight them. If they paid the poll tax, fight them. Surah Tawbah at 29. Until they, pay the poll tax. Subjugate them. Muslims were required to make peace with any polytheists, Jews or Christians who embraced Islam. You see, this is what the Quran ayat says, Surah Tawbah. Thank God. Who has worked this out? Mubarakpuri. When the moon split, page 145. Oh my God. Surah Tawbah, you see. Only Muslims were now, Shias also look at this. Muslims were required to make peace with any polytheists, Jews or Christians who embraced Islam. It's not a religion of peace. Who embraced Islam, and how are you to fight them and strike at their necks? This fingertips, the very fingertips. And were required to embrace them as fellow Muslims then. So forceful at times. At times, if you, obliterate your faces, Allah used in that ayat, Surah Nisa or something. Muhammad then had revealed to him the verse. It is someone, Surah Nisa at 94. Ibn Kathir interprets this as God asking Muslims to be more careful when killing Muslims accidentally. So, you see, Muslims justify these raids. So many raids. So many. Haven't they confiscated, taken, but by raid? By assault? Like it's a raid is, you know what raid is? Sudden assault. Then he's made raids. See, meaning a rapid surprise attack on an enemy by troops, aircraft, or other armed forces. I mean, at that time, whatever, sword and all. Surprise attack, hit and run, raid, tip and assault. So if you are surprised, Shias, that some extremists, Islamists, don't be. Because now say, Ye Rasulullah ki ummat hai. Don't say, Ye wo ummat hai jo Quran jala deti hai. This is the caravan robbers ummat, nation, people. So it's justified for you, huh? I wonder for you Shias also, it's justified or you can't go there. Come here. If you can't understand anything, come to Hussein. Hussein will tell you that this is true religion by his grand sacrifice. Right? If I've hurt anyone, are not these facts enough to prevent you from shedding my blood? What facts? So I'm right now with Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, Sahel bin Sa'ad al-Sa'idi, Zayd bin Arqam, and Anas bin Malik. Oh, they were quiet. Ask yourselves why. Oh man, if you do not like me, now it's about not liking him, then let me go to a secure place on the earth, far as if Prophet Muhammad is going to let those go who opposed Allah and the Messenger. What did he do in Surah Hasharats to them? Right? He should have gone, left. And now you ask me to read the conquest of, the constitution of Medina, as if, did Muhammad abide by the constitution of Yathrib? Are you told what was the constitution of Yathrib? And if you were told, will you believe in it? And maybe that it came quite. What was the constitution of Medina? First of all, it wasn't even Prophet Muhammad's city. Why should I go there and read? Allah is used. It is He who expelled, Allah, who expelled the ones who disbelieved among the people of the scripture from their homes at the first gathering. You did not think they would leave. I thought this first gathering was like a war happening between them. You did not think they would leave, and they thought that they're fortresses. But what I have to now rely on the good, these Muslims. This was the first time they had ever been gathered and expelled. Gathered to be expelled. That's it. Madina, Safia. Now, I'm not worthy of you. Doesn't matter if you don't accept me, O Medina, O Yathrib. Jaweria bint Harith, her father, set free, but now sees his daughter being raped by Muhammad every day. I mean, everyone's, God knows, after he reaches his 11th wife or slave. Well, they say that he married Safiya and made her Ummul Mumineen, Jaweria too, Ummul Mumineen. Oh. God not allow anyone's father to see this. It is He who expelled the ones who disbelieved among the people of the scripture from their homes at the first gathering. You did not think that they would leave, and they thought that their fortresses would protect them from Allah. But the decree of Allah came upon them from where they had not expected. And He cast terror, of course, not expected. This is not the truth. Allah. Allah also an assaulter. And He cast terror into their hearts, so they destroyed their houses by their own hands. What is their crime? You will be told what their crime is. Right? Sorry, I just have to. There's messages coming. So silent, loud vibration coming from my phone. Sorry about this. It was my phone. People of this, so terror. What is their crime? And you have many reasons that they were criminals. So take warning, O people of vision, because you've been given, furnished by the Islamic history biased. So sorry, we cannot go on that biased Islamic history. right? This was the first time they had ever been gathered and expelled, and breaking of homes. Just because someone said, it's not written here. We're told the Makkans, okay, maybe the Confederates helped, they helped, or they attempted assassination on Prophet Muhammad. He could have left. Yathrib is not his city. M16 has come. Good late afternoon. A very good late afternoon to you too, M16. I hope you are good today. Not that good, but thank you so much for asking. Hope you are doing great. Welcome here. Thank you for being here. Hope you can see this. You have come late, but nevertheless, देर है. And they say in Urdu, what? अंधेर नहीं. देर है लेकिन अंधेर नहीं है. What's अंधेर है लेकिन देर नहीं. नहीं, देर है लेकिन अंधेर नहीं है. Now I'm kind of tired. It could be delayed, but light, this darkness, he took you out of darkness into light, M16. Right? What a thing. And whatever you have cut down of the palm trees are left standing on the trunks. It was by permission of Allah. And so he would disgrace the defiantly disobedient. And what is put here? This is what I say. And what Allah restored of property to his messenger from them, you did not spur for it in an expedition, any horses or camels, but Allah gives his messengers power over whom he wills, and Allah is over all things competent. Oh God. And what Allah restored to his messenger from the people of the towns, it is for Allah and for the messenger and for his. You see, now here they put his in bracket. Not your kin, not the soldier's kin, near relatives, but his. Very good. Thank you, Sahi International. For once, sometimes you do good things. And orphans and the needy and the stranded. We have some good ayats that I was showing you from the Quran and how you can be deceived by them. And orphans, needy, stranded traveler, really, if he's a Muslim, if he's not, finally he'll be killed. So that it not be a perpetual distribution among the rich from among you. And whatever the messenger has given you, take, and what he has forbidden you, refrain from, and fear Allah. Indeed, Allah is severe in penalty. And for the poor immigrants seeking bounty, and also settled, where does it say that because they opposed Allah and the messenger? Have I missed that? Ayat. Here it is, I missed it. I was going. Fourth ayat of Surah. That is because they opposed Allah and His Messenger. You know, do you believe this incident happened historically, or you are talking it as if it were true? I think that whatever the bad that happened, right? I don't believe it, but what is mentioned here, I'm just saying about that, and then telling you that this incident that he did, which is mentioned here, not that I believe in it, any of it, but looking at Imam Hussein and all this, then I come back to this. Yeah, could believe in it, but not like the way it happened, with the way the Quran says it happened, or the way the tafsir say it happened. And surely he is capable of doing these things. Because you see, we have proof of Imam Hussein. His tomb is in Karbala. We have Hazrat Abbas's. We even have Imam Musa Kazim's. If any Shia claims, right? Imam Musa Kazim is where? So, how shall I say it? We have all this evidence. And yes, I think he was historically, or by the Quran ayats, and not Islamic history. Yeah, I think these devils existed. They existed. Musa ibn Jafar al-Kazim, Wikipedia. Seventh Imam of the Shias, right? Yeah, there's ample evidence. Died in Baghdad and now is in resting places Al-Qazimain, Shrine, Baghdad, Iraq. Yes, yes, they did exist. There is proof. Even of Imam Hassan Askari and Imam Naqi before Imam Hassan Askari. They're in Samara, Iraq, their resting place. And their Nana took away all the rest and everything. Right? So, believing or not believing, I can believe such. I don't believe until there's evidence. And from this evidence, from the Quran evidence and all, not going like this Islamic thought and belief, but going through my own research the way I show it here. So he was terrible. He was a tyrant. And his progeny too. So I'm just relating the history and all this and from the Quran ayats and telling you, Shias also, telling my Shias. So we can choose to believe or we don't have to believe it. It depends on us. I cannot say yes and I cannot say no. Maybe just leave it. If this existed, they're the worst people I've ever. Very stubborn, extremely stubborn tyrants using Allah and all this. And even like near to death, they don't give in. My goodness, what kind of people are they? So for now, it's not what I believe. I believe about, right? It's about what the history and how it's come to us and how it's deceived us and how it's lied to us. Let's put it that way. And just correcting it now, putting it in its proper place. So back to this ayat where I should have started from, Surah Anfal ayat 42, and this part highlighted. And if you had mutually made an appointment, you would certainly have broken away from the appointment. Because they see too many, they fear the polytheists, pagans, Makkan, more than they fear Allah. While the caravan was in a lower place than you. So they were attacking raiding caravans. And these pagan Arabs, Abu Sufyan and all, were trying to protect the caravans. And if you had mutually made an appointment, there was no mutual appointment. So please go through. I'm not good explaining, eloquent enough. You can go to Ghalib Kamal, and once M16 you find out yourself, because you see, even in a multilingual Quran, the Shias don't give us this reason on this ayat, Surah Anfal, right? Appointment was not done, mutual appointment, because Prophet Muhammad thought that his believers would be scared. Surah Anfal, Akka Medipuya and Ali commentary. 42 says, go back to 42. No, it's here. So these verses refer to the Battle of Badr, refer to the commentary of Ali Imran 123 to 127, and I didn't go there actually, and verses 5 to 14 of this surah. 5 to 14. Aka Medipuya says the Quraysh wanted to save their caravan and then annihilate the Muslims, finish the Muslims. Huh? The Quraysh wanted to save their caravan and then finish the Muslims, kill the Muslims. And the Muslims decided to let the caravan alone and defend against Quraysh army coming from Makkah, and they confronted each other at Badr. But you see, reading all this, it doesn't, I don't see it maybe earlier on. An appointment was not made. And so from your Prophet Muhammad, and from your history, Islamic history, you are explained. Save their caravan. The Quraysh wanted to save their caravan. No, maybe mention of raids by Prophet Muhammad and ayat of. But is this like really justified? Would you even believe in these, what they're saying, the Islamic sources? And if you had mutually made an appointment, you would certainly have broken away from the appointment. Believers told this. Right? So to believe, whether to believe the Shia, the Sunni tafsir, and say that it was justified is a question mark, big question mark. Now that I've shown you many Quran ayat contradictions, mistakes, omissions, right? And now just on this matter have broken away from the appointment. But in order that Allah might bring about a matter which was to be done, what was to be done? That you attack, all of a sudden give them war, battle, bring them to the battle. This is why Yazid's army cornered Imam Hussein in Karbala. So, when Allah showed them to you in your dream as few, yani in Prophet Muhammad's dream, or in their dream, and if he had shown them to you as many, you would certainly have become weak-hearted, and you would have disputed about the matter. But Allah saved you, like they disputed about the hypocrites, what to be done with the hypocrites. In another verse of the Quran, it's stated, or we're told, okay? And you would have disputed about the matter, but Allah saved you. Surely He is the knower of what is in the breast. See commentary for verse 42 about this. These verses describe the virtues the believers must cultivate and own, and if they disobey Allah and His Messenger, Prophet, there will be humiliation and failure. Oh, you believe when you meet a party, then be firm and remember Allah much that you may be successful. That's 45 going up, 44. And when He showed them to you, when you met as few in your eyes, and He made you to appear little in their eyes, or in order that Allah might bring about a matter which was to be done. And to Allah are all of us returned. Always put on Allah. Fighting them. Raiding. Do you think raids are good? Justified? There's no proper law and order like a court we could bring the Quraysh to, the Muslims of that time, I guess. That they had to take the law in their own hands and say, this is Allah. Allah's way. Now we have better laws. And at that time, this was Allah's way. My goodness. What else have I missed to say? Many things, perhaps. I'm not eloquent, not. Maybe an ex-Muslim can help me. Reading. And look at the way you are. Oh my goodness. The Quraysh wanted to save the caravan. Aka Medipuya says. And then annihilate the Muslims. Finish the Muslims. What does the ayat say? When you were on the nearer side of the valley and they were on the further side, while the caravan was in a lower place than you. Okay? Oh, they wanted to raid this caravan too, maybe, I don't know. And if you had their caravan, and if you had mutually made an appointment with them, with the Quraysh, the pagan Arab Quraysh, whoever they were. Yeah, the Quraysh wanted to save the caravan and then annihilate the Muslims. For the, so, and if you had mutually made an appointment, so tell me, M16, can you see it or you can't see it? And why can't you see it? Do you believe in all this? And is this right? Raid after raid. Huh? And the Quraysh wanted to finish the Muslims. Sixth raid, fifth raid, the last raid, and then the expedition starting. Eighth raid, ninth raid. Oh, no, the expedition was the ninth raid of Zaid bin Harith. 10th raid, 11th raid, permission to fight. So after many raids, then permission is given to fight. Where are the Shias? When all avenues of peace are closed, then fight. Imam Hussain has taught us. I'm saving the true religion of my grandfather against these hypocrites who have written such things against us. Raiding. My Nana would never do this. Raids. Then permission to fight. What would you believe in, M16? What would you believe in? Do you still believe in Islam, this religion? Let me know. Waiting for your reply. Why can't you reply? So I told you why I had to do this kind of research. I even recently have gone through this, Imam Hussein's. My God. And so that appointment was not, Jange Badr was not like a battle. They had to do raids and Shias. The Quran ayat is saying, okay, where? Let me show you. Someone puts in brackets, this is about Badr. Where is it? Surah Anfal, Surah Anfal, 42. Let me, who puts it? This is about Badr. Remember when you were near side, on the near, I can, sorry, excuse me, I'm kind of tired. If you had made an appointment, if you, believers, you see, them, always God says, polytheists, pagans, Quraysh, they, them. But you, meaning you believers, if you, believers, had made an appointment to fight, you would have failed to keep it. Abdul Halim, you see this? And who has put in brackets, this is about Badr? Abul Ala Madudi. Shias, please go through Khalid Kamal if you're Urdu speaking and you understand Urdu very well. Ooh. Jang Badr ki asiyat kya hai? And how many Muslims don't know about this? And you Shias, how you know about it and yet ignore it. And recall when you were encamped at the nearer end of the valley of Badr, and they were at the further end, and the caravan below you along the seaside. Had you made a mutual appointment to meet an encounter, even Hazrat Musa, when he was told by Allah to go to Pharaoh, said that talk to him kindly and let's have a mutual day of gathering. But he's gone against this also, right? And remember, in Karbala, if you're going to say that the Quraysh wanted to annihilate the Muslims, in Karbala, Yazid's army didn't annihilate Imam Zain al Abidin, and his son was there, Muhammad Baqir. Didn't annihilate him either. Didn't use them as sex slave girls, women. Prophet Muhammad's granddaughters, and grandchildren, great grandchildren. Yet, why Bimari Karbala, Imam Sajjad, ill in Karbala with fever? They didn't kill him. If they wanted, they could have. Huh? So all this wrong, really, about the Shias even writing, exaggerating, and all this. Right? Sorry to say it like that. Now, do you think they were that stupid? Imam Sajjad became Imam after Imam Hussein's death. They could have killed him, but they didn't. So now you see all this exaggeration and all this in our religion, Shia Islam, my former religion, that they wanted to annihilate the Muslims. And what about this? The mutual. God is telling you mutual appointment, not to. Had you made a mutual appointment, or prophet, you would have. No, no. Like telling the believers, had they made a mutual appointment in encounter, you would have declined. But encounter was brought about so that Allah, suddenly, please put it. But encounter was brought about what? In what manner? Please tell us. Omission. But here they're not pointing it out. But the encounter was brought about so that Allah might accomplish. Like what kind of encounter? Brought about. No footnotes here. So on this now, please do some think. Right? Encounter had you made a mutual appointment to meet in encounter, you would have declined. But encounter was brought about all of a sudden. Suddenly, against them. You see how clever this Allah. No, Muhammad made this Allah. He's so clever. Quran ayats clear in detail explained. Why do we have Islamic history? Huh? It's not explained clearly. Along the seaside. Had you made a mutual appointment to meet an encounter, you would have declined. So Shias, look at this, please. I just hope you're crying for someone who deserves your tears. Our hearts attached to Imam Hussein, loving him, because he was Mazlum, because he was the grandson, and he forbidding. He was the best people raised, the best Muslim raised, forbid evil, wrong, and all this, right? Quran ayats. So I don't want you to waste your tears on a devil and his progeny. Please see this and put right in right and wrong in wrong. Love the people who are, love those who need your love. Love the unlovable. Not like him, what he's made is Allah say, that may they die in the rage. Here you are, you love them. No, it's not this, it's all wrong. So don't waste your tears. And gently take your heart off Imam Hussein now. So if I can help you do that, but in my previous live stream, I can't myself gently remove. So this here does not follow. If you say, oh, Ali, you are as Harun was to Musa, then what Pharaoh did, we were told, slave, he made himself God. He was doing so much zulm. Where is it? Musa, go to Pharaoh. And no, Quran ayat. Where are those Quran ayats, right? I could search them out. They said, oh Musa, we shall never enter it so long as they are in it. Go to Pharaoh. Musa, go to Pharaoh. First of all, look at this, right? And be gentle with them. Be gentle. Sorry, I'm slow. Go both to Pharaoh, Harun, Musa wa Harun. Go both to Pharaoh, surely he has become inordinate. Then Surah Taha ayat 44. Then speak to him a gentle word. Happily he may mind or fear. Both said, O our Lord, surely we fear that he may hasten to do evil to us, or that he may become inordinate. See? Even though the fear is there in Musa's heart. Abilai 55. Hello, welcome here. Says hello with a wave. Hello, waving to you, Abilai. Welcome. Thank you for being here. How are you? Hope you're doing great. So this, and then, where's that? And mutual gathering. He has broken this law too. Not too well, sorry. Tired, performance is bad. I can see it. And speak to him with gentle speech. I'm fine. Oh, okay. I hope you're doing great. I wish you the best. Beautiful life. Wonders. Why are you just fine? Hope you are in bliss. One with God. Beautiful life. Wonderful life. I really mean it. They said, Our Lord, indeed we are afraid that you will hasten punishment against us and transfer. So when they met, so this is Ayat 44. So when they met, how shall I quickly have to search, so I'm making some mistakes. Surah Taha, Ayat 40. Let's see if it's in mutual. Okay, still, Allah is talking to Musa here. 46. Have no fear. So go to him and say, Indeed, we are messengers, children of sign from your Lord. Indeed, it has been revealed to us thy punishment. Pharaoh said, So who is the Lord of your two, O Moses? Gave each formed, guided. Pharaoh said, Then what is the case of the former generations? Could the pagan Arabs be worse than Pharaoh? Moses said, Its knowledge is with my Lord, recorded in the book. My Lord does not err, nor does he forget. Okay? It is he who has made the earth and bed spread out. Eat therefrom pasture created you. Suddenly showered Pharaoh signs. He said, Have you come to us to drive us out of our land by your sorcery? Then we will surely bring you magic like it. So make between us and you an appointment, which we will not fail to keep, and neither will you in place assigned. Pharaoh, what? He said, Have you come to us to drive sorcery? Moses. Pharaoh is telling Musa, could the pagan Arab Quraysh be worse than Pharaoh? Then we will surely bring you magic like it. So make between us and you an appointment, which we will not fail to keep, says Pharaoh, and neither will you, in a place assigned. So you should mutually agreeable place. Moses said, Your appointment is on the day of the festival. Oh, goodness. No appointment, no mutual appointment. Surah Anam ayat 4. Surah Anfal ayat 42. And so they were the first to attack, huh? Like they drove you out of, expelled you, tried to slay him. These Makkan, Quraysh, sometimes I say Makkan, sometimes I say Quraysh, sometimes pagan. Hope you understand. How could the pagans be worse than him? Pharaoh. They were just worshipping their. Oh, yes, and we're told they used to bury their daughters alive. Their daughters, not someone else's daughters, or have sex with them, or God knows what. Sex slaves and all that. Oh, yes, we're told that they some used to compel their slave girls or maids into prostitution. Surah Nur 33. But how bad could they be? Could they be worse than Pharaoh? I don't think so. Ask yourself. So now Allah abrogates, gone. So I was trying to tell the Sunnis of Pakistan that please look. It says, why don't you come to the us Shias with a gentle word rather than, Now I see, now I can see, but I have no words to. Now I can see why the Muslims who hate Shias assault, bomb blast, things like that, genocide of Shias in Pakistan. By whom? He said, have you come to us, yeah? Then we will surely bring you magic like it. So make between us and you an appointment. Pharaoh is telling Hazrat Musa, which we will not fail to keep. And the appointment day came. And so, do you see this? Surah Anfal, Ayat 82, this part. And if you had mutually made an appointment, Allah is scoping out. You would certainly have broken away from the appointment. But in order that Allah might bring about a matter which was to be done. But dash. Oh my God, what is this? Do you see it? I see it. There's some fishy thing going on here. So appointment not made mutually. So now please go to that eloquent, well-versed, knowledgeable Ghalib Kamal in Urdu. Go to Rob Christian, someone, just to get information. Proper, true information about this Islam. Go to Christian Prince, get your egos bashed, whatever, right? Let them. But you get the true information. Sometimes some ayat out of context, I don't know. I can't, but listen to them more. We don't have a choice. Or you come here and listen to my broken English, and 1 hour gone, 2 hour, like until I'm so slow. And I may fail. So I keep coming to remind you in my broken way. Huh? If you had mutually made an appointment, you see how Yazid army cornered Imam Hussein. Why? Reads this, that before. Now I believe in what Ghalib Kamal is saying from the history, Islamic history, extracting. And the same history, but justified by the Muslims. His raids and all. Caravan raids. And then permission to war. Then against the Yathrib Jews. Baba, at least And someone telling me you have not read the Constitution of Medina. I come here till you read the Constitution of Medina. But did your Prophet read the Constitution of Yathrib? पहले उससे साइन करके जिसने मेरे बाप को चोर कहा और ये लिख दिया कि मेरा बाप चोर है, यजीद कहेगा, मैं भी कह okay. So I'm not condoning everything Yazid did, but just that I don't know, maybe a person going insane, saying what the you didn't kill them, Allah killed them, Allah struck at them, you didn't strike them. What is going on? And even water to the pilgrims. Okay, and what the yellow thing? They attacked you first. In what manner? Surah Tawbah 13. They attacked you first. And here, look at the Allah saying to them, believers, and if you had mutually made an appointment, you would certainly have broken away from the appointment. But dash dash, in order that Allah might bring about a matter, all of a sudden to them, against them, what? They cornered, they coming caravan, Abu Sufyan bringing his caravan, or Abu Sufyan's people, the caravan coming, and attacked by Muhammad. And how many raids? I just showed you. And so I hope you can see the Shias. So this one ayat was very important, and thank God I found it. And then you go back and read this. Right? On the day of Ashura, before the encounter took place, Imam Hussein faced the army of Yazid and tried to advise them for the last time in the following words. After praising Allah and praying for the of Allah on his messenger, the Imam said, O men, trace my ancestry. See whom am I? See who am I? And then refer to your own hearts. Ooh, our hearts wrenched. I see, because now what happened to me? You know, psychological heart wrenching. What a nervous breakdown. And blame yourselves. See if it is right for you to kill me and to commit sacrilege. Behormat ki. Am I not the son of the daughter of your prophet? This although other side the Sunni Muslim. Yazid and Yazid's army. Yazid is in Damascus. Am I not the son of the daughter of your prophet? Son of his successor, Ali, meaning son of his cousin and son of the first one among the believers. Yeah. Ali was the first one among them, yes. Son of the first one among the believers who believed in the truth of the message of the messenger of Allah, the lie. Is not Hamza the leader of the martyrs, uncle of my father? Is not Jafar Tayyar the one who is flying in the paradise with his wings, my uncle? Haven't you heard what the Messenger of Allah has said about me and my brother, that these two are the leaders of the youngsters of paradise? So if you testify to the truth of what I have said, then it will be a right thing to do. And by Allah, I have never lied, because I know that Allah hates those who lie. Until his death, he's not confessing that his grandfather was a liar. And this is a false religion. This is the height of shock. And if you think that I am a liar, why would they think that? They would have been killed at the time of Prophet Muhammad. And then there are some companions, Sahabas of the Prophet, still alive among you. there in the army, right? Among you, whom you can ask. La la la. See, I got it. Do you see it? Ask about what I have said. No, no. You are the ones running away from the battle. You wanted that caravan which, without the army, what the, you know, fight, you hypocrites. And what other thing? Water providing pilgrims, maintaining the Masjid al Haram, not equal to believing in Allah and the last day and striving in the cause of Allah? What do you think? Striving in Allah's way with yourself and your belongings, better, much higher rank. And these Sahabas, why are they not replying? You know how they replied? Go and ask Jabir ibn Abdullah al Ansari, Abu Sa'id al Khudri, Sahal bin Sa'ad, As-Sa'idi, Zayd bin Arqam, and Anas bin Malik. They will surely tell you that they have heard these sayings about me and my brother Hassan from the Messenger of Allah. Are not these facts enough to prevent you from shedding my blood? Dot dot dot. If you doubt in these words, no, they cannot afford to doubt. Be in disquieting doubt. Are they crazy? They could have died at that time. That's why they become hypocrites now, according to Imam Hussein. But why are Imam Hussein calling to these hypocrites? Sahabas of Prophet Muhammad. Then do you doubt that I am the son of the daughter of your Prophet? I know what the one Shia will tell me. That at least before his death, he's making very clear who the hypocrites are. He's calling out the names of the hypocrites in Yazid's army, with Yazid perhaps, not in the army, maybe in Damascus. You see? So he's making it very, very clear. By Allah, there is no grandson of the Prophet other than me, in the east or the west. Woe unto you! Do you want me for a slain person among you, whom I have killed? No, your father Ali killed. Hassan didn't want him to kill, maybe from there, Umayyad. He have a tiff, what do you call it? Disagreement with his father Ali. Battle of Siffin or where? Naharwan? Or for a wealth which I have this. Wait a minute. Do you want me for a slain person among you, whom I have killed? I have a lot to say. Surah Hashar Ayats. Surah Ahzab Ayat 60-61. And more land you will get, you will tread upon, which you have not trodden upon. Not trodden, Muslims. More land, property, their homes you will get. Don't worry, Surah Ahzab, verse 27. Which one is it? Or for retaliation of an injury I have killed her. Might have caused to someone among you. Or for retaliation of an injury I might have caused to someone among you. Or for retaliation of an injury. I'm not finished with this. Wait, let me see. And fight them until, and if they turn back, then know that Allah is your patron. And know that whatever the thing you gain, fifth of it, orphans needy. Allah not chastised them while you were among them. Excuse they have should that is hinder men from the sacred mosque. They are not. And their prayer, surely those who spend way of Allah. Oh, where's that Surah? Fight them, Allah will punish them by your hands and bring them to disgrace and assist you against them and heal the hearts of a believing people. Surah Tawbah at 14, I just read out. And now, Surah Tawbah at 15. And remove the rage of their hearts, anger of their hearts, your hearts, and Allah turns merciful to whom, yani you believers' hearts. Remove the rage that, right? Wait a minute. Surah, this Shakar, Surah Tawbah at 15. Sorry, Sayyid, Surah Tawbah at 15. Remove the rage from whose hearts? Allah accept the repentance of whom He wills. Where is it? Where's Quran.com? Oh, goodness. Oh, God. 50. Okay, if you don't give me like this, I will go like this. 15. Doesn't matter. Take some time. Can you hear me? Sometimes my voice going faint. Would you not fight against the people who broke their oaths and determined to expel the messenger, and they had begun the attack upon you the first time? Do you fear them? But Allah has more right that you should fear Him. If you are truly believers, fight them. Allah will punish them by your hands and will disgrace them and give you victory over them and satisfy the breasts of a believing people. Chest or breast? Sudura. Breast. And remove the fury in their, i.e., the believers' hearts. Ha ha ha. Revenge. Oh, Shias, you have not reached the Surah Tawbah. Hearts, and Allah turns in forgiveness to whom He wills, and Allah is knowing and wise. And remove the rage from their hearts. I thought the disbelievers' hearts first time, and I must have read it earlier on in my years, younger years. But it is said that they remove the anger, غيظ, what? غيظ قلوبهم قلوبهم. And Allah accepts repentance, meaning, i.e., the believers' hearts. You know, that revenge, fire of anger against, they took our good. After raid upon raid upon raid upon raid, still you're not satisfied. Oh, you Sunni Muslims, what is this going on? Shias, what about you? Do you think that you will be left as you are while Allah has not yet made evident those among you who strive for His cause, even now like this, and do not take other than Allah and His Messenger and the believers as intimates? Oh, what a religion of love and peace for all. Not for all, Imam Ali, you're very, very clever. Religion of love and peace. Imam Ali say, this is, but not for all. And only if you strive in His cause, give your children everything. Imam Hussein practicing monasticism, extreme monasticism, in his last days to see Allah. He orphaned his children and say, here, you can read this. So I have to go through this myself. See what omissions, how I explain, all the time practicing, because practice not make me better, I just deteriorate. I'm just deteriorating. Imam Hussein, the savior of Islam, Sayyid Muhammad Rizvi, where he say, you know where he practiced monasticism, which is not allowed, and there's a ayat against it in the Quran. I showed you earlier, live stream. Oh God, I left the world altogether for your love. I orphaned my children so as to see you. No. Because you've told the Christians monasticism is not allowed, and that I was doing by contradiction against Hazrat Yahya being chaste. He never go near a woman, ever woman. He not produce children. Not do sunnat of Rasulullah. Marrying. Oh God, I left the world altogether for your love. I orphaned my children. So Karbala, we don't want it to happen. Go to India, sit there, meditate. Go to China, Buddha. You can find unit. What is Allah making us strive hard in His cause with our might and our belongings and all this? No, you don't need to be tested like this. Anyways, Imam Hussain practiced monasticism in the end. Even if you cut me into pieces, he leave his children orphaned. What did Rasulullah say on monasticism when I went to Wikipedia? To marry and fulfill your wife's needs. And now he's left his children orphaned. To see you. To see Allah. You can see Allah here. Face of Allah. Wherever you turn is the face of Allah. Goodness. Even if you cut me, okay, this. My heart would not incline to anyone but you. His grandfather go pleasing the wives, breaking a law, taking an oath, swearing on Allah. And Allah tell him, why you prohibit yourself what Allah has made lawful for you? Seeking to please your wives. There you give a defense for him. While attacking the right flank of the Yazidi army, Imam Hussain was saying, death is better than accepting disgrace. And disgrace is better than entering the fire. Oh, how you use what? You tell the disbelievers, you use believers to disgrace the disbelievers. Surah Tawbah ayat, now I will show you. 14, again, I showed you in my previous, I think, live streamer. Surah Tawbah ayat 14, fight them, Allah will punish them by your hands and bring them to disgrace. And assist you against them and heal the hearts of a believing people. Revenge. And remove the rage of their hearts, the believing people's hearts. Anger. Oh. You see? Your grandfather used Allah to do this. What? Will you not fight the people who broke their oaths and aimed at the expulsion of the messenger and they attacked you first? Hello? Surah Anam ayat 30. Oh, sorry. Surah Anfal ayat 30. And when those who disbelieved devised plans against you, that they might confine you, or slay you, or drive you away, and they devised plans, and Allah too had arranged a plan, and Allah is the best of planners. Okay, and then 32, and when they said, O Allah, if this is the truth from thee, then rain upon us stones from heaven, or inflict on us a painful punishment. 33 says, but Allah was not going to chastise them, while you, meaning you, O messenger, and it's the time of the messenger, Muhammad, were among them. Right? nor is Allah going to chastise them while yet they ask for forgiveness. So if they don't ask, well, they didn't ask for forgiveness, but Allah did not chastise them. So Allah has given them respite, you would say. But Allah didn't punish them. And even when Allah gave them respite, to do what? Later on see that they should be punished, humiliated, huh? Meaning believers' hands, and bring them to disgrace. No, that's not right. That's not logic. There's a contradiction here. So the Muslim can't see contradiction here. What can I do? I see it. You see? It's not right. Giving them respite. There, Allah, when they're calling for the punishment, why giving them respite? For forgiveness. And so they become Muslims, you would say. No, no, no. They know that their religion is true. Their Allah, their idol is true. And that's why it didn't send. Look at it from their side also, not from this side alone. Maybe that side true. That what even the Christians say against their idols and all is true. Because the punishment didn't come here on them, these days. So what respite now? That they will ask for forgiveness and embrace this religion? No, they have already said, punish us. Because we want the truth. If I say, I want the truth, like a dying man wants the truth, truth should come. Punish them. They've already expelled the messenger. It's said here in Surah, same Surah 30. And then in 32 says, they pray, they ask, and they say they ask, they not even pray to their Allah, idol worshipper. But Allah was not going to chastise them while you were among them, right? You were among them. Okay, nor is Allah going to chastise them while yet they ask for forgiveness. So both, until Prophet Muhammad is among them, so you are saying, persecute me, do what you like, then remain consistent. Do with your might what you like. Then don't use believers later on to disgrace them and punish them and say this is now Allah doing it. Fight them. Surah Tawbah at 14. Fight them. Now this is one of the last surahs. I think it came after Surah Anfal. Fight them. Allah will punish them by your hands and bring them to disgrace. Oh Hussein, you are saying, I will not die as a disgracer, being humiliated, disgraced. And yet you did this, you're now using Allah. The contradictions I just can't expound, I just can't explain properly in these ayats. But I will keep coming and trying. So I may go to another ayat, find something else. Then when I come back to this, and I did this earlier also, that's not right. When they're asking, saying that they're being, because Allah didn't brim on them stones from the sky, rain down on them stones from heaven, or inflict on us a punishment, inflict on them a painful punishment. Allah didn't. Isn't that evidence enough? But He covered it. Wow, using Allah. Saying that, but Allah, because such a merciful prophet, but if He's so merciful, He's merciful. Sorry, merciful Prophet is now on earth. Rahmatallah. Rahmat, what do you call it? Prophet of Rahmat. Messenger of Rahmat. Huh? Now, why are you using? Because you gave them respite. That's not what it said here. Okay, what's the other verse? And the prayer before the. And then saying things against them is clapping and whispering in Surah Anfal 35, 36. Surely those displeased spend their wealth to hinder people from the way of Allah. Well, you steal their wealth. Caravan, how many raids you have done? Say to those who disbelieve, if they desist, that which is past shall be forgiven to them. But if they return, and what happened to the ancients has already passed. Oh, if they return to what? Expelling, persecuting, and fight with them until there is no more persecution. And religion should only be for Allah. Yes. Very clever way is making Muslims. And he's emotionally, Imam Hussein has done a great job in Karbala. Emotionally. Wow, Imam Hussein's unparalleled sacrifice. Shows monasticism practiced, orphaning his children. They're killing, Polity is killing their children foolishly. Quran ayat. Without knowledge. But Imam Hussein getting their children orphaned, getting his children orphaned, and even killed, because Honor Muhammad, Bibi Zainab's children were small, 7, 8, 9, I don't know. So now he's very, very stubborn. In answer to this request, some of the officers of Yazid's army said that we do not know anything about what you said. You now get it? Why? Shias. I get it. We only want you to pay allegiance to Yazid. You think their hearts are hardened. The Imam answered, no, by Allah, no, by Allah. I will not give you my hand in allegiance like a humiliated person. You see, stubborn. But you humiliated them. But, like, you see, on one hand, you're saying until the messenger, like the messenger is among you, meaning until this messenger is among you, God will not punish you. But the messenger was among them when now God suddenly decided to punish them by the hands of the believers and disgrace them, all these. Surah Tawbah 14. Nor will I run away from this encounter as a slave. So, as a slave, you see, don't call for peace. You will have the upper hand. Or while you have the upper hand. So, are you put a slave? No, you are the slave of Allah. But in Islam, you're allowed to have slaves. You can free some slaves in ransom. I don't know which slaves they are. But what your right hands possess, aren't they your slaves? And the slave girls that you can use. Surah Nisa for your, if you have any fear, you fast and all this, but then you can use the slave girls who are the maids. They're not slaves. You can use to protect society from uh, fornication. Use chaste ones. Slaves not allowed in Islam. Run away like a slave. This man very, very stubborn. Surah Nisa, ayat 25. So if you cannot afford what your right hands possess, and this what your right hands possess, free chaste women, not equal to free chaste women. Muhsanatin. What does mean? These women are not equal to free chaste slave girls. Fatayati. Okay, Islam allows the freeing of slaves. Free slaves. So Imam not want to run away as a slave. The Quran calls for the freeing of slaves. 24. Surah Nur ayat 33. There's also Surah Baqarah ayat, right? Somewhere. I don't know. No. The freeing of slave is the first to be stated in this path. Surah 90. Yeah, so what are slaves actually called in Arabic? What your right hand possess are sex slaves or what? If you do not find one in the future, so I have to look at, yes. It is the freeing of a slave. Surah 90, ayat 12 to 13. However, God did not wish to prohibit slavery with immediate effect. So slowly in Islam he did it. Like for alcohol. Now alcohol is haram because sin is haram in Surah Araf. So now slavery is prohibited. In Islam, Surah 90. So these what your right hands possess are not your slaves. They may be your maids now. Surah 90, ayat 12 to, let's see. I have to go abruptly. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. I'm 16, Abi Life 55, Surah Balad. God bless you. May you have a beautiful life. Oh, what was beautiful moments with loved ones. It is the freeing of a slave. Acha. It's like a neck, your neck. Acha. Freeing it is a neck. When you say freeing its neck, it means a slave. Or feeding on a day of severe hunger. An orphan of near relationship. Or a needy person in misery. And then being among those who believed and advised one another to patience and advised one another to compassion. Oh, compassion. Practice this, Muslims. You see good ayats. Those are the companions of the right. But they who disbelieved in our signs, those are the companions of the left. So how well, you know how beautiful this Islam is. How well put it is in the Quran. I swear by the city. Which city? I Makkah. Why is God swearing by this city? It was also a pagan city. Prophet Muhammad also practiced pagan custom, adoption of son, said, adoption. And you, O Muhammad, are free of restriction in the city. So let them be also free of restriction. The polytheists. and by the Father and that which was born of him. I swear by parent and but I thought Prophet Muhammad in the Sunni Hadith I find that Prophet Muhammad said, do not swear by your fathers. Before the polities used to do this. Really? And God is swearing by the Father and the begetter and what he begot. What is Christian? He begat Jesus and he begot. I swear by the Father and his offspring. The words father and children he begot have been used indefinitely, and this is followed by the mention of man. Father could only imply Adam, and children, human beings who existed in the world, exist today and will exist in the future. Maybe they got this from Christians or something. Because Prophet Muhammad say in Sunni Hadith, not he condemned this polytheist practice, not to swear by the Father or any other than Allah. Sahih Bukhari 78, Oaths and Vows. Allah's apostle met Umar bin al-Khattab while the latter was going with a group of camel riders, and he was swearing by his father. The Prophet said, Lo, Allah forbids you to swear by your fathers. So whoever has to take an oath, he should swear by Allah or keep quiet. So this going against the Sunni Hadith, going against this Surah Balad Ayat 4, no, sorry, 3. Allah himself swearing by the Father. And when Allah can do it, why can't we do it? And that which is born. And you know why Allah for Prophet Muhammad, what is the reason? Also look for that. Why Prophet Muhammad say, Lo, Allah forbids you. Why he forbids you to swear by your fathers? I not to know. And so I can go into the hadith and see. So please see this, what contradictions and all this. Okay, now where was I? What was the point here? Why did I come here? And we have certainly created man. Oh, slave. And freeing of the slaves. Okay, you will see here, look how the Christians have missed this. Does he think no one observes him? Have we made him for 2 eyes, tongue, 2 lips, and through the difficult paths broken with this high roads? Okay, sorry. Yet he has not attempted the steep path. What will explain to you what the steep path is? It is the freeing of a slave. Now finally, these, I don't know what the Arab Christians put on YouTube. They tell you, or feeding on a day of severe hunger, an orphan of near relationship, near of kin, an orphan. Hope she is or he is a believer or a needy person in misery. Hope he's a believer too, a keen believer. And then being among those who believed and advised one another to patience and advised one another to compassion. But why you people not understand? Yeah. Some of you, of course, you will say, we understand. We practice. Imam Hussein tell us and how he gave his life. Those are the companions of the right. This true religion But they who disbelieved in our signs, those are the companions of the left. Over them will be fire closed in. Okay, I will see you, Muslims, right? Shias and Sunnis. But why? Why? Because I want to show you the truth against Islam. So I show you good ayats too. There's the freeing of the slaves. Slowly, Islam say free slaves. Only keep muta, right? Now, what your right hand possesses are not your slaves, sex slave girls. Okay, what the Christians may tell you, taking the Sunni hadiths. So this also, see, okay, I correct myself and all this, and correct the Arab Christians and all that. Okay, very good. Right, compassion, freeing. Islam does not allow. We will go to multilingual Quran and I will show you how Islam says now free the slaves. Islam abolished slavery, right? On a very good note for Muslims to celebrate, I leave you, right? Now, Islam is a false religion. Islam may have freed the slaves superficially. So on this, now I will show you and prove to you. How? I have to extract from here and there, make notes, right? And if you had mutually made an appointment, you would certainly have broken away from the appointment. So strike, attack, then assault. So you know why my work is harder. And you know, some Shia Muslims even would not want you to me. They might get my Wi-Fi, my things, and put me in confinement and put terror in my heart. I'm scared to go out. And you might, think that she's a coward. But I come here. I might not be able to eat, make food. I order today. Okay, someone help me, maybe. This time they feel a little sorry for me. Distant Shia. But I tell you, right? You can cry for Imam Hussein, freeing of slaves. And do not swear by the father. But in Shia Islam, at least my father swore on my life when he was going to swear on his life, but it's all wrong. He lied. He was married. So yeah, maybe in Shia Islam you can swear by each other and all this. So Shias, you rejoice right now. While don't cry for Madinans. And you are told that the polytheists had slaves and that Islam freed the slaves. Huh? Maybe these are stolen from polytheists. I will see to it now. Okay, this much enough for now today. Or maybe tonight I come back. So make sure when you cry for the true Muslim. You get up for the true Muslim. You help the true Muslim oppressed. Who? Which? कारवान में एक अल्लामा इकबाल से कारवान में एक भी शिया नहीं है, हुसैनी नहीं है, शिया नहीं, not a Shia. Allama Iqbal say, I get slip of tongue. So oh my God, what are these people doing on YouTube? No. So if you have any doubt that I'm doing this, I'm weak, coward. Like Alicia say, even UAE backing him, but I say I won UAE and I on truth against Islam. What whole UAE Emirat? I try to help Emiratis, right? And maybe they will cast terror in my heart and say things about against my principle and make it seem like it's Davy saying and lie to me. But I persevere. Today I was not. Today, tuck 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 tuck, and all this background sound coming. You see, but still I go on. Maybe you can't concentrate properly. My work being, they are trying to, but one UAE on true justice. I tell you, one nation. What they say, Abraham, a whole nation. Quran I say. Okay? I not too big say boast. Maybe. But the truth, look at the truth. Don't look at me. I could falter. And what could make you be like Hussein? Huh? Not me anymore. Right? So even as a Shia, I couldn't come. My friend to say if we can reach 0.00000005. And what are we? Another friend give me a card that's saying, what are you? A birthday card. You know, in this whole universe birth, you are 0.00000000, and it doesn't even come to one. Birthday card. But you have to fight. You have to use your willpower. You have to take care of yourself. You have to save yourself. If someone hitting you and beating you and all this, you have to save yourself. Who are you? You are nothing. One time I say to Yusuf Zaidi and all these people, throw me in the garbage, I'm nothing. But that not mean that they throw me and then they attack me. Yeah, right? So maybe this like Surah Quraysh, ayat coming from polytheists. No. I tell you, please look at the contradictions. Don't get swayed. Isn't it enough? No. If it's not enough for any of you Muslims, I coming back. And also, I don't think the Christians are helping Shias to leave Shiaism, which I need to do. Because if you go to rob Christian, they're breaking your nerve, like nerve wrecking. What do you say? Where this, so I'm very scared. Adam Seeker, Sam Shamoun, all that. Charlie Jackson says Christianity have firqe also. Yes, they have this denominations. They call it, I think. but the in Christians, majority of them are good. Europeans I've seen, they like some Arab Christians here, like who are doing this work. But as long it's nerve wracking, I think they are not true Christians. Like against Muslims, they insult and put down and say that we love you. My point is this, Charlie Jackson. My point is that Sunni Islam gone, they've made sure to see. But Shias, even foreigners helping Shias, and I'm alone. And there are many, many obstacles they put in my way. These Shias even. Sayyid, I will see. Remember, I may be nothing. It's what I am showing you, standing for truth and justice. Right? So these Christians may disillusion you, disgust you, like Rob Christian and Christian Prince and all. Adam Seeker saying bad words. And I was like, what kind of Christian is he now? Sam Shamon. This is all, what does at one time this Anita Rai, what does she write? She see Prophet Muhammad light and coming. Is she Hindu? I'm just showing you that if you have to cry, cry for the right oppressed. If you have to remember someone, remember the true one who's oppressed. I don't think even the Zen true ones would want you to remember them. To bring that compassion in you and mercy, you don't have to remember them. You just have to find that inside of you. And let no one tell you that you are Zalil against Allah. You can be divine. Someone said this, a Christian said, to err is to be human. To forgive is to be divine. Okay, thank you. I have to go. Thank you, Charlie Jackson, also coming here. Thank you, everyone. I have to go. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Always increasing in beauty. May your loved ones, God bless every one of you, your country, your people. Much always. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And see you tonight. I might have to come again tonight.